Hey, everybody, welcome back to day 8 of 100 days of Halloween. Yes, the countdown continues, and I am having so much fun. So, for those of you who are new here, in my 100 days of Halloween countdown, every day I am coming on here and showing you what I've been working on or talk about something else that involves Halloween, Summerween, fall, you get it. But the majority so far of what I've been doing is my friend Rainee over at the Woolly Llama. Her and I were having a conversation a few weeks ago, and she was really wanting to make a blanket for Halloween. And we were talking about it, and I had been wanting to make one the last couple years, just had not been able to because lifey stuff, and was just too busy to even get it started. And so the more we talked about it, and she was saying she wanted to do the blanket in basically bite-sized pieces rather than a full-on blanket, right? Because right now, even though we're thinking all things fall, we are in the throes of the summer heat, especially down here in the South, where a lot of us live. We are under what they call a heat dome, where our real feel temperatures are up to like 106, 107 in the afternoon, and it is miserable. So when she was talking about doing squares, about the size of 6 by 6, so bite-sized pieces, I was like, that's perfect because you can work on them and they're quick and you can do them however you want. You can either do them in all Halloween colors, fall colors, whatever. And sometimes you can find granny squares that start with like a pumpkin in the middle and then you build the granny square around it. Or you can do plain squares, which I'm doing a lot of in just different random Halloween fall colors. And we are finding little appliques that are fall or Halloween themed and sewing them on. And I'm really having a lot of fun looking these up, finding things. Rainey was a little bit more organized than I was. I'm doing it whatever the mood fancy strikes me when I'm working on it. And I'm trying to make several squares ahead of time, so I'm always ahead on those. And I have a few appliques ahead. And what I do is, whatever that day when I'm working on it, whatever mood I'm in, and whatever is like screaming at me saying, make me, is what theme I go with for the day. So I never know from one day to, I can't tell you I'm going to make a pumpkin tomorrow. And then when I'm working on it, it might be um, a bat, for instance. You know what I mean? So it just depends on when I sit down, what kind of mood I'm in, as I'm perusing and looking through. And I've found a lot, I've saved a lot, and everything. So what we're doing is 6 by 6 inch squares. And if you wanted to join in, you don't even have to make them 6 by 6 if you don't want to. You don't have to make a full complete blanket. If you only wanted to join in and do a square here and a square there and turn them into a bag or a pillowcase or to cover a book or, a book cover, or a seat cover, the back of your seat, what or a little lap blanket, it doesn't matter. But we're doing them in 6 by 6 inch squares. We're going to try and do one every single day of 100 days of Halloween. So that will be 100 squares. So we figured 10 across and 10 up. So that should make the blanket around a little bit more than 60 inches by 60 inches by the time you put the joins in, putting all the squares together, which is a good size throw blanket, right? So, um, the last several days, and we started on day 1. Rainey is a little more organized. Like I said, she's looked hers up. She's got a spreadsheet in her computer, and each one she wants to do has a number correlated. She's drawing them at random out of a little bucket. I'm not that organized when it comes to my computer because, as you all know, my computer is possessed and it does what it wants to. So I tend to try and be nice to her, and I limit what I'm going to do with her because, like when I went to video this, I got 2 minutes in and she shut down, and I lost everything I had been talking about and had to reboot everything. And now I've started all over again. But it's okay. Someday, her and I will come to terms. And if we don't, then we may need to look into, and I won't say it out loud because then she'll get mad and then she probably won't work tomorrow. So, and then she won't let me work. But anyhow, so the first day that um, I did my squares, and I'll give you a little rundown real quick. Um, I did the witch hat on slime green, and this is still kind of tugging at me as my number one favorite. And I think it's because the first one I did. And we all know I'm all obsessed with little witches and everything, because we all have a little witch in us, right? Um, and then the next day, day two, I did a little ghosty on purple, and he's so cute. And then the next day, he's so handsome. We did Frankie on taupe. And I'm going to, even though the pattern doesn't call for it, I keep looking at him and I'm like, he needs little bolts. So I'm going to put little bolts on here. I'll figure it out. Um, and then on day four, I did a skull on black. Day five, I did a electric green. I think it was gecko green and vibrant purple swirl. Wouldn't this be a cool blanket if you just kept going and going and going and going? Yeah. And then on day six, I did an owl with a moon in the background and some stars. And then on day seven, I did a pumpkin on purple. And if you want to know where the pattern came from, whether it was a written pattern on somebody's blog, or whether it was a video tutorial for the applique, whatever day I did the square on will have the information for what the applique was. Or if it was a whole entire granny square, like the swirl right there, the video tutorial is on that day. So this was yesterday's, and it's so cute. Gotta love a pumpkin, right? But with this one though, if you go to look for this one, it did not have the little um, the viney thing. I just did a spiral crochet and I attached it because the pumpkin's got to have it, right? So that was day seven. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So day eight, what square did I do? Well, I was looking around and I kind of had an epiphany. And so I was looking at this. It is Big Twist Value, and it was one of their ombres. And this is called Sunrise Ombre. So pretty. I had gotten, I think, 2 or 3 of these when the liquidation was happening because my store never had these when before all the um, closures, bankruptcy, and liquidation stuff. I never found these in my store. So when I saw these, I grabbed them because to me, they're giving me candy corn vibes. So I was looking at it and I was like, oh, I want to use that. And so I was looking at it and I'm like, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? So then I grabbed this Red Heart Super Saver in pumpkin, and I just saw something out of the corner of my eye. That was so weird. Huh. This goes very well together. And then I was like, well, I need a little bit more. So I grabbed some black. So this was my color palette for today's square. The Sunrise Ombre, Red Heart Super Saver, and Pumpkin. And then this is Mainstays in black. So, and we're trying to use scrap yarn, scrap balls, partial skeins, and if they have a Halloween or a fall vibe, then that's what we're grabbing because we're trying to use up some yarn that's laying around, right, ladies? So, what did I make with those colors? Well, I started off making, I used the Sunrise Ombre in the middle, and well, we're going to flip it around. This is what it turned out looking like. And there's a little bit of orange in there because we hadn't gotten all the way to the orange part. And then I just threw the orange on, the pumpkin on the outside. And then I did this little kitty cat, black cat silhouette. Because you guys know I love my black kitties. We have two of them. We have Binks and Faith, and um, I'm just obsessed with them. They're my babies. But yeah, this was my day 8 square with my little black kitty silhouette. I really like this one. This one is tugging at my heart now. And I don't know if it's because it's a black kitty. Um, but I think maybe it is. But just the colors. Um, and as I was making it, I was like, well, this is kind of giving off a golden harvest moon. Maybe I should put a darker edge. But then I was like, no, because I want to put the little black kitty silhouette. And if I would have put a dark one on it, it'd been way too dark. So this is what I went with. And I like it. It's just sitting in front of the sunset. That's what it is. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You can kind of see the little flecks of orange because it hadn't switched over to orange yet. But I love it. But yeah, I think this has moved up to my number one favorite. And I'm not trying to play favorites because they're all going in my blanket, but yeah, this one's kind of tops. And I'm glad I did it. So, excuse me. This is day 8. So, yeah. So, I guess with that, um, I did start. I have not watched any spooky season movies or thrillers or anything yet. Because our schedule's kind of a little wonky right now. And of course, we don't stream TV, we don't do Netflix, we don't do any of that. So I'm not trying to pull out we have 1,001 DVDs with a lot of spooky season movies, and I'm not ready to pull those out yet. But I did start a book, and I just started it. And so I think I will be talking about it next week because I want to see if any of you guys have actually read it. Um, I was very intrigued to when I first saw it that it's actually a 4-book series, and most people only know about book 3, but they don't even realize it's from a book because they've only seen the movie. So, we will be talking about that one day next week and some more other spooky season, fall kind of makes and everything else. But we're just getting started. We're on day 8, so that means we have 92 more days. And I am hoping that I can stay caught up with all the spooky season squares. And, oh wow, that is the first orange one. I thought I had already done. I wasn't thinking straight. But anyhow, these are all my squares so far. We need some more bright colors in there. Yes, we do. Um, and if any of you want to join in, you can. Rainey has already said you can send her some pictures if you so chose to, and she will implement those into her videos. If you want to send me pictures, you can do the same. Um, Even if, you know, you're just doing fall, because you're not into the Halloween spooky season vibe. I know some people are not, but we're trying to make it fun and not gory or anything like that. Um, because Allie Ann will not allow it. She's all fun and games when it comes to pumpkin season. Um, but yeah, so I guess with that, I'm going to let you guys go, or I'm going to keep talking. Maybe we need to do a crochet catch up in chat and, yeah, and talk about a bunch of other fun stuff. So, with that, I will let you go and I shall say bye for now. And I will see you back tomorrow for day 9 of 100 Days of Halloween. So, until next time, guys, love you bunches. Bye for now.